Anthony Hartwig here with a Ursuline basketball player profile. We're joined by sophomore Noah Bell. Noah, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
So the first thing I'd like to know about this team, man, I mean, your classmates, the sophomores on this team, make up a majority of the roster. How special is this sophomore class that you're with, and how cool is it to kind of have a team where a lot of guys that I'm sure you've been playing with for a little bit and you've gotten to know and gotten real close to are the key points of this team's success?
Yeah, so me, Jay, and Jay started playing with each other in eighth grade. For AAU, we played on OBC in the Under Armour circuit, and we really just gelled. We just played amazing with each other, and me and Jace, we went to public schools. He went to Beaver Local. I went to Poland. We just wanted to push ourselves, take us to the next step. And so we know Jay was obviously going to go to Ursuline and play under his dad. And, we loved how Coach Gunther coached. He pushes us really hard. He all wants us to get to that next level. So we all just took the step and decided to go to Ursuline, and we love playing with each other. We all love each other on and off the court, and it shows out there. We're dominating out there. We play really, really well. It's just really fun to see three guys in the same class just have that much chemistry out there on the court and do the things that we are doing out there.
As we're talking, we're at the end of the regular season, but I want to, for a little bit, go to back to preparing for this season, getting ready for it. I mean, you guys went to state last year. You have that experience. What was it like getting ready for this season, knowing that there were probably going to be a lot of expectations because of that, and there was going to be that pressure to kind of get back there right when the season started?
Yeah, our goal obviously is to get it back to state. We know we have a bullseye on our backs. Everyone's going to give us their best game. Everyone's going to give us their best night. So we know, the spotlight is on us, but we do well under the pressure. Coach Gunn is really pushing it at practice. He knows that we have the team that we can get back to state. We lost Gino and Jaden. Those were our senior guys, but our senior guys this year, Jared and D Will, they lead out there. I lead on the court in practice. Everyone's just putting what they have together, and I really think we can get to that next level and make it back to state.
Yeah, talk about your seniors this year. I mean, this is their last chance to go back to state and have that feeling that they had last year. How hungry do you think the seniors were, getting ready for the season, and how much did that trickle down to the rest of the roster?
You know, Jared and D Will, they obviously want to get back to state. They don't want to stop playing. They love playing on this team. They don't want their season to end, especially when it's tournament time, it's win or go home. So you got to take everyone serious, everyone given night. We see they're hungry. I'm very hungry. I obviously want to win the whole thing, and I know we have the team to do so. So when our teammates see that others are hungry for it, that just kind of feeds off into everyone. So everyone's just really hungry to make that run deep in the tournament.
You look at these scores that you guys have had this year, and it's very clear that you guys can win in different ways. You have a couple of scores every now and then that are kind of lower scoring, and then we've seen you guys go off offensively and win a game where both teams are really able to score. You're able to outscore them. What's it like being on a team that can kind of do both? If you have to be in a defensive game where teams are trying to slow you down, play half court offense, you can play solid defense and be in that kind of game. But if it's a game where the other team wants to run and they want to score a lot, hey, you know what? We can score right with you.
Yeah, so we really know how to play any type of basketball, any style of basketball. We could push it, like you said. We could slow it down. We could run our sets. We could just really just break down defenses. And our main focus isn't really on the offensive side. Because there's going to be some games where some shots don't fall, but we really worry about how we play defensively and shut teams down. Because we would rather win a low scoring game than it'd be a shootout and we end up losing because our defense wasn't solid enough that night. And
Well, yeah,
anyone on our team, any given night, they could go off. We are that talented. We're that talented of a team. I could have a night. Jay could have a night. Jace could have a night. D. Will could have a night. Jared could have a night. With so many weapons on offense, and we know how to find each other, it's just really hard to stop.
when I look at the way you play, I want to talk about your game a little bit because you dominate inside, and then if people are taking that away, I've seen you come out and hit some perimeter jump shots as well. What part of your game do you think came naturally, and what part of the game kind of took a little bit more work to develop?
So yeah, when I was younger, I was more built like a football kid, so I was usually down in the post and down a lot, and I just had th- back in like fifth grade, I was like had a dream. It was more of like a calling from God that basketball was like something I really wanted to pursue. Like I really want to go play Division 1 basketball at some point in my life, and so I really just started taking basketball serious. And so I know probably if I didn't grow more, I had to start working on my outside game a little bit, my skills like as a guard, and I know I still have some ways to go, but I'm obviously getting better. I obviously have to build up my confidence more and more. I know I feel more confident than I did last year. And so I really had to work on my outside game because it's been a struggle a little bit. It's definitely hasn't been an easy path for me, but it's what makes me me. And so I work through that adversity. I put in the hours after practice, before practice, and my hard work these days is finally paying off. So.
Where do you enjoy playing more? I mean, do you feel more comfortable in the paint, taking the contact and working that way, or do you like it when you're kind of outside and you're able to kind of shoot a little bit?
I think I could do both things. I think just depending on like what the matchups are. If I have the right matchup, I could really take them down low, use my strength. I've just really worked on moves all my years because I was always down there because I was more of a bigger kid when I was younger. But when I'm able to step outside, I'm also able to show that I can move out there too, and I can shoot it a little bit. So it makes me a little bit harder to defend because you have to watch for both things.
We've also seen you slam some stuff down, right? You're able
Yeah.
to get up and play above the rim. That's always fun. I gotta ask, like, when was the first dunk that you had? Like, when did you kind of start to realize that you can dunk?
I really like manifesting things, calling things before it happened. And so I came to my mom one day when I was in fifth grade as well, and I just said I want to dunk before I turned 14. So when I was 13, I wanted to dunk, and she was like, yeah, that's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to accomplish. And I was like, I know, but I think I know I'm going to do it. And I just really worked really hard to get there. I did a lot of vertical stuff, a lot of things to just get my body right. And when I was 13, I got my first dunk in game when I was an eighth grader. So it was just a really cool moment, for me. And I just always continue to work on things. Always continuing to try to jump higher, shoot better, get stronger. So I just really work really hard to be the best player I could be.
You wanted it, you worked at it. How good did it feel when you finally put one down? I mean, that must have been like a surreal moment for 13-year-old Noah.
Yeah, it was definitely a great moment. Everyone went crazy. Everyone wasn't really expecting it. So it was obviously a really cool moment to see that everyone was like stunned that a 13-year-old could do that. So and it wasn't like I was like I think I was barely 6 foot at the time. So it was just really just dedication and drive just to get me there. And I had the moment and I took it and I slammed one down.
You've talked about Coach Gunther a little bit in this interview already, and we know how legendary he is, and we also know how much he knows the game and how long he's been coaching at Ursuline. When you step into his court, his gym, his practices, what's it like to be coached by him? Give us some insights on what he kind of brings out of you.
Yeah, he really pushes us hard. He pushed us to be the best that we could be. You may sometimes not understand it, but when I played in the summer in the 3SSB circuit, and you see kids that put in 110%, and are 7 foot or 6'6", this monsters in this specimens, you really understand what he's saying. Like there's levels to this, and if you want to get to the next level, you have to work outside of practice, before practice, and then also give 110% in practice. So he really pushes us, and he wants us to see the bigger picture, and especially for kids who want to go play like Division 1 or any type of division in college basketball, you're going to have to put in more work than just practice.
When coaches push hard, there has to be a built-in trust there where the player kind of understands that's why they're doing it because they want the best for him. Talk about building trust with Coach Gunther and how he was able to kind of let you buy into his coaching style and when you knew that, like, yes, he's coaching me hard, but it's also because he wants the best out of me.
Yeah, ever since he started coaching me back in eighth grade when he helped with our OBC AAU team, I saw that he just wanted to really push us. And, there was always a thing behind what he was saying. And so I always wanted to be pushed. I always wanted to be pushed to be the best I could be. I always wanted to be around people who are really competitive. And Coach Gunther's one of the most competitive people I know. And I love surrounding myself around him because he wanted to push me to get better. And he continues to push me to get better. And he knows that I want to be the best player I could be, and he knows my dreams. So he obviously just pushes me really hard in practice, and in any sort of thing, in any aspect of life. He always tells me to keep up my grades. I'm a straight A student. I was a straight A student last year. I'm a straight A student this year. So any aspect of life, he really just pushes us to be better human beings, and he pushes us to be men, and that's obviously what I want.
So when you walk into Ursuline, you realize the success and the tradition is in that whole athletics room. Whether you're talking football, basketball, baseball, it doesn't matter. They've had very successful programs in every sport that they kind of put out. What's it like to kind of try to get yourself into that and not feel necessarily pressure, but also feel pride that you're a part of an Ursuline tradition that goes back so long?
Yeah, so I knew coming into Ursuline that it's a Catholic school. It's I'm very religious, so that's one of the main reasons I went to Ursuline. And I take a lot of pride going to school every day wearing an Ursuline shirt. It's a tradition there. It's a culture there, and it's very important that you give your all when you go to Ursuline. It's for the people that went there before you, and for the people that are coming. The show there's a standard at Ursuline that you have to hold to, and you push yourself. You want to be the best, and that's the best place to be if you want to be the best and push yourself.
You're a straight A student. Talk about kind of how you balance all that work with the work that you put into basketball. How are you able to kind of juggle it, time manage yourself to make sure you're giving your schoolwork all the focus it deserves to be a straight A student, but also making sure you're the best basketball player you can be?
So yeah, it really matters on time management. My mom has helped me with that a lot in the years. She'll push me, she'll help me like get time set up. Do work early in the morning, do like a workout early in the morning, so that you have time after practice to get your schoolwork done, and then do another workout, and take some study halls to get some work done during school. So I've just really pushed myself and motivated myself to be the best I could be in every aspect of life. That's always how I've been. So I take my homework very seriously. I take obviously basketball really seriously. So it's just really about being good with time management and surrounding yourself with people who will push you to stay on task.
We know that you're a guy that has a lot of dreams, and you've already said that you dream of being a D1 athlete one day. You're a sophomore, so that recruiting process is kind of in the beginning stages, and obviously next year it gets really important when you're able to contact college coaches and they're able to talk to you as junior. Do you have any like dream schools out there, schools that you'd really love to play for as a basketball player?
A dream school for me around here is obviously Pitt. I love how Pitt plays. I feel like they just play very, very hard. They got a chip on their shoulder every time they step out there. But honestly, I just want to really play. Obviously, anywhere D1 would be amazing, an amazing opportunity for me. But I just want to find a school where I can get my college paid for. It would be a great fit, a great program, and just use my platform to like show my faith in God and to show my faith in how good of a person I am, and let that take me to great things in life.
As you start, having coaches reach out to you next year, what are some things that you think a program could present to you or bring to you that make you feel comfortable that that would be somewhere you want to go, that would feel like a good fit for you? What are you looking for in a college program?
This as you know, I play really hard. I give 110%. So obviously, I just would love to see a program that's like show that they really care about hard work, and all the little things, all the little details matter to them, and obviously a great like camaraderie team, a great family is something I'll definitely look into. Because it'll be hard away from home, and you're going to need support from your teammates, coaches. So a great support system will always help in a situation like that.
I always like asking players about their numbers. You wear number 11. Is there a story behind it? Is there a reason you picked 11, or is it just one of those numbers that you kind of fell into?
So yeah, I wore 11 for very religious reasons. You know, I'm a big on 11:11. You know, I started seeing that like since I was 5. Anytime I would see 11:11, I would do like a prayer or anything. So I decided when I got into high school and middle school that I would want to wear 11. So I just felt like God would just always be like across my chest, and it's like my faith would be carried on me on the basketball court.
That is awesome, Noah. One of the ways we end these player profiles every time we want to give the player the chance to kind of take the limelight off themselves a minute and shine on the people in their lives that support them, that are there for them, that get them to where they're going. So I want to give you the time to give out thank yous and shout outs to the people in your life that you think deserve it.
Yeah, I would also first I'd love to shout out God. You know, I'm only here because of him. I've only been put in this opportunity because of him. You know, when he came to me in 5th grade, like I said, I felt like it was not just like a dream I had, just more like a calling that, you know, I was a multi-sport athlete, and he just felt like I felt like he just showed me that basketball, if it's something you really love, and if you love it more than football, you know, go chase it because I can make that happen for you if you put in the work. And I really just feel like he told me that basketball is my pursuit of happiness. And so, and then my mom has obviously helped me ever since I was younger. She's been my biggest fan, my biggest supporter, but she's also pushed me to be the greatest person I could be in every aspect of life, out of sports, in the classroom, on the court, anywhere. It's just she's taught me a lot of things I know today. She's taught me my work ethic. You know, she's really pushed me, you know, and I wouldn't be here without her. I wouldn't be here today without her either. And, you know, obviously my teammates and coaches put me in a great position out there every night. You know, they really trust me. Coach Gunther really trusts me. He gave me a great opportunity to come to Ursuline and play under him. And my teammates like Jared, Jace, D. Will, Jalen, you know, all of them just really support me. And, you know, I love them all. And, you know, they feed off my energy and I feed off theirs, and we're just a really close group, and they give me the chance to go out there and do my thing every night.
Noah, we want to thank you so much for the time today talking to us about your sophomore season. We wish you guys the best of luck in the upcoming tournament. We hope you go as far as you guys possibly can. And we can't wait to cover you for the next 2 years as well as an Ursuline athlete. So thank you again for the time. We appreciate it. And we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Sir, thank you for having me.